And we're over. And now you've got audio.
Well, hello there.
Hi.
That's very sexy.
So, okay, actually, as a good point, I don't know if anybody's actually here yet, but we'll start anyway. The reason we're doing this today as opposed to recording on Monday like we usually do is because Lily completely lost her voice.
It was fun.
So
It's better now, as you can tell. Very sexy. I might
you
keep
got the Phoebe voice.
Yeah. I'm not gonna run after sick people to get it back. So
I didn't mute the video.
uh,
It's fine.
again,
I always forget.
Katie.
It's fine. Everything's grand.
Are you sure?
It is. Everything's
Sure?
super grand. There is, I've realised, about maybe 15-second, maybe possibly longer delay between us and the stream, so that's very fun. Doesn't matter anymore.
Fair. Do you wanna?
Oh yeah, that bit.
Yes.
Hi everyone. Welcome to all the films we judged before. My name is Katie, and that over there is lovely Lily Kay. Whoa.
Oh, and that's the great Katie.
Greaty, as one thing say. No, let's not say that. Let's just leave that one alone.
Why?
It's bad.
I like him. So before we get into our talk, today's topic, because I'm guessing we're still waiting for our lovely followers to show up.
We'll see if anything turns up.
And I will like to ask you, what did you watch last week?
What did I watch last week? I mean, Sorry, I had like 3 thoughts at once and then just sort of decided to go silent instead of actually responding to any of them. I can't think of anything beyond the big one, which is that I've just started watching Severance, which our lovely Thinneth has been tweeting a lot about recently. Adam Scott, nice little thriller thing set in a sort of corporate setting. It's very good. I haven't watched the finale yet, but I've heard lots of excellent things about it. I've got about 2 episodes left, but it's very well made and like unsettling and creepy and all those good things. It's very interesting to see the sort of level of sort of liminalness that comes from like an office setting, like that heavily corporate. But there's also like an element of it feeling kind of cultish, which I think is really interesting. The way they've managed to, it's really good. How they've kind of, because like that kind of really American corporate structure can feel kind of cultish, but they've almost kind of turned that up to 11 in some ways. There's a lot of stuff about like them being, there's a lot of stuff about like body autonomy and like what am I thinking of? I'm thinking that I had a thought and it's run away from me. Nope, it's gone. Anyway, it's a really interesting constructed show. The very early parts of it were reminding me of the early parts of Fight Club, in that sort of like everything's sort of a copy of a copy and nothing's like got any soul to it and all that this sort of stuff. It's real good. I can see why people are very much enjoying it, and I'm excited to see this finale that people keep saying is already the best of the year. Yeah, I've seen that a few times. Like a good few people have been like, "This is some of the best television of the year already." So
interesting.
I'm looking forward to it. But I think that's the main thing. I don't really think I watched anything else. I mean, I finished Black Sails. That was the only. I think it's been a week since that, isn't it? Time. Yeah. What does it mean?
Time.
Nothing at all.
What does it mean? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Again.
Yeah. Good.
Which was great.
We talked about that.
We did. We had a little discussion about that. I keep wanting to talk about more detailed stuff, but I want you to watch it, and I don't want to like spoil things for you.
Fair.
But I have so many like big thoughts and stuff that I'm currently packaging into something I can write. It's very fun. Perhaps also in tangent with one of the things we're talking about today.
I wonder what it is. No.
What could possibly be related to Black Sails? A
God
show
knows.
about pirates.
I don't know. Good. Anything else you watched?
I think so. I mean, the only other thing I watched was, the other thing we're talking about today, and I will get to that in a second. So,
Yes. In a second.
I think that was kind of it.
Hmm.
I did watch a
Fair.
2-hour video of a guy called Mike's Mike, like breaking down the first 3 seasons of Glee, which was very entertaining.
I mean, it can be. Goody good.
Mm.
I watched Moon Knight, obviously, which is just fucking awesome. And I would like to say that this week's episode, because since now, it's Thursday, so I can
Moon
say
Knight. I had Moonlight, and I was like, "You okay? It's a great movie." And
Moon Knight is great, but no,
I
it's
was
Moon
really
Knight.
confused. No, Moonlight. That makes sense.
Moon Knight.
I still haven't actually watched it.
The Oscar Isaac one.
Yes.
And this week's episode was the episode that featured the late and great Gaspar Ulliel, who unfortunately passed away in January in a ski accident. So it was it was quite bittersweet. I think it was awesome. I love that guy. If I think the more international gang knows him from the Hannibal Reborn movie, which was a small independent film, and he played Hannibal, but he's French, and he made a lot of great French movies, and this was his entrance into Marvel, and unfortunately it was cut short, and it was pretty bittersweet. I was like, oh yeah. So we love you, Gaspar. But it's a great series. Like I have so much fun with it. I think we already talked about this, but Oscar Isaac is just.
I mean, he's always great.
Just,
I'm reticent to kind of keep. I really want us to be able to do it properly when it's finished, because obviously I actually still haven't watched any of the episodes. I am going to. I'm fully going to. I just haven't. I've been watching other things. I want to give it the attention that it deserves. So I'm leaving it till I'm feeling particularly inspired to watch it. So I will get to it. I promise. But I just don't want to keep like. I don't want to give away all of the stuff that we're going to probably end up talking about when we actually cover it when it's all out.
Fair.
How many episodes is it? 6?
6, and we are at the third
3.
one.
That's what I
this
thought.
Week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and what else? I don't think I watched anything else, to be honest. I ordered a bunch of Blu-rays, so I was very happy today because they all arrived and they are my babies. So I'm like,
anything fun?
Yes, I finally have all the Spider-Man movies.
Oh yes,
like all of them. I have the Tobey ones in 4K now, and Andrew's as well, and obviously I have the Tom collection as well. So they are nicely put together, beautifully. I got Free Guy, and Jungle Cruise, and Maleficent, and Those Who Wish Me Dead, which are 2 Angelina Jolie movies. And I'm very pissed off because I couldn't buy Eternals. It's just, the Blu-ray just disappeared. It's like, oh, gone. One moment it was there, the next when I wanted to order it, it was gone. And I can't find it here. I can't find it in the UK. So I'm like,
if it's actually. I haven't heard anything about a DVD release in the UK yet. Hang on a second. No,
it's out. It should be out. Like
DVD releases in the UK do take longer than most but anywhere else.
Yeah. I'm hunting down the Blu-ray now because I want to have it on Blu-ray. But I can. It just disappeared. The 4K is there, but yeah, I just spent a bunch of money on Blu-ray, so I need to save.
Seems to be out in the UK over here. I've just found it on Amazon.
Don't
know what's happened to you, but it's literally right here. Oh, you can't see that. It's very bright.
It's very bright, but yeah. Other than that, I didn't watch anything. I'm not gonna lie. It's been that kind of week where I was like, I don't know. then we had a big talk. But I am very happy today because, they just released a bunch of photos of Jurassic World, and it's
Oh
it's my
shit! I
babies.
should have. Oh fuck! I should have had it like close by. Because my Empire, but it's not got the picture on the front of it because it's the subscriber version. It's got like a sort of the
The
amber. I was like
Yeah.
resin. That's not the word I'm looking for.
No,
The
no.
amber on
Yeah.
it, so it's a little bit less interesting than the.
Yeah.
But I did read the entire article and I was like, yeah, I think she's gonna have a good time with this one.
I just love them, and I just can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be the longest movie out of all the Jurassic.
It's gonna be the
Park
longest
ever.
movie in the world.
I hope so. I will be so happy. I will cry. I will still cry because I just watched. They just released the Legacy trailer, like with Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum, and obviously the new cast as well being featured on it. And I just cried a little. I was like Bryce Dallas Howard, who said that when I first saw a dinosaur, I cried, and I was like, yep. That was me.
Yeah, it's a very sweet little article. Well, I mean, it's like 4 fucking pages, of an article, but it was nice. It was very fun. The way they kind of set the whole thing up. It sounds like is interestingly sectioned. There's like they've got very specific parts for they've got like these guys over here doing this thing and then these guys over here doing this thing, kind of deal. I think it was described a little bit as their Game of Thrones thing, so because it's quite sprawling. You've got people doing different things in different places.
Good.
I have no idea if I just stole that from a different article about a different show is the only thing. I definitely read that about something recently and that fits.
I think it should fit because the trailer implies that as well. Like, they're gonna be all different.
And sometimes you have information and you can't quite remember what it attributes to where.
Fair.
That old chestnut. Anyway.
That's fair. And but I did watch the 2 things that we're going to talk about. So let's get into the first one.
We should start with the outfit, I think.
Because
I think more people are going to hear about this. So we should get into the outfit, which I'm sure lots of people probably haven't actually heard of. But I mean, we did talk about it here, but just in general.
You recommended it.
I did recommend it. I found a little fucking trailer for it a couple months ago. Kind of dropped very quietly, little Focus Films thing, and I only heard about it because it was trending with Dylan O'Brien. Thank you, Twitter. And I went, oh, this actually seems right up my alley. It's like fun little one act kind of thing. I mean, it's actually one room kind of thing. That's more of a better description of it. And it looked, and then slowly the reviews started coming out and everything was quite, this is very positive about it. So, you and I made the effort to go find it. I found it in the cinema. You found it other ways.
Yo ho. Yes.
How appropriate for an episode about pirating. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it did anything spectacularly new in terms of in a genre piece, or it wasn't groundbreaking in any particular way, but it was nice, and it was really nicely, tightly put together film, which I enjoyed immensely. I did think it felt like a play. I really felt like it would work incredibly well on stage, actually, considering it's literally just the shop, and it's just people coming in and out and all that sort of stuff. It kind of, now I'm thinking about it, gave me slight Inspector Calls vibes. I don't know if you, because we studied Inspector Calls for during our GCSEs, and it's, I remember when we got given that play, we were reading it in class, and it was one of the first things that I saw multiple people take the book and then the book of the play and just start reading it on the way home, myself included, just because we were like, this is really interesting. Yeah, I mean, tight performances all around. I kind of don't know if I want to do any real spoilers, but what are your thoughts? Anything new to add? Do you have any other?
I was very excited for this one after you recommended it. and I usually don't like movies like this. Like I hate when it's just one place.
Wait, hang on a second. No, now I need to ask you: do you not like bottle episodes of like TV
no,
shows?
no.
I don't know if I can let this go. Then I'm kidding. Like, that makes me so. That makes me. Bottle episodes are my favorite. I love them so much. They're such good little pieces for character development and like internal storytelling. Some of my favorite stuff has been like one room person talking to another person and like the tenseness you can get out. That shit's my jam. Absolutely love it. I makes me so sad.
It has to be really, really good for me to like it. Like I just hate when it's just one place. I don't know where it's coming from because I'm doing theater,
Yeah, that's
and
very interesting.
so I'm I'm a theater girl, so I was like, I don't know, I just can't like it has to be really, really tightly packed and really fucking interesting for me to be like, okay, this works for me. Otherwise, I don't understand why we can't move out from a room. And it happened with a lot of movies that people like, and I just can't stand to
Now
watch,
I need you
basically.
to name some.
From the top of my head, I
Mm.
don't know. I usually like I don't know from the top of my head. It's that I just don't remember them, I think.
Uh,
I don't know.
uh.
Give me a famous one.
I can't think of any movies is the thing. I can only think of episodes of stuff. So like the really big one that I think of is Fly from Breaking Bad. The you know
Oh, okay, but that's
that's a
fucking
that's
great
classic.
TV.
That
Like,
is a
yeah,
spectacular
like
episode. But like that is
I like
one
that one.
that has a lot of contention around it because there are people who hate that episode. My old film tutor included, who just he just didn't like television. The guy was thought it was like a lesser form of media, and it was like,
Yeah, right.
why am I listening to you? It was kind of but like
it's
Fly is a spectacular episode. But I
it's
love
very
any
good.
episode that's kind of like I like hostage based episodes. Like those are kind of my favorites because they tend to be like people stuck in one area and the situation is tense. Phone booth is one of my is one that I think of quite because it is just Colin Farrell stuck in a
But
phone
see,
booth. That's a great
yeah,
fucking film.
it's a great movie, but that's different. Like, I just don't like it when it's just one room and they don't move from there, if that makes sense. Like if it's a wider area where, I can't explain why. I just can't take it in. I just
Hmm.
can't. And this one had me from the first second. I was like, this is very good. Like the whole feel of the movie, the atmosphere. I think Mark Rylance is the best fucking choice for this role. Like,
He's like quite sweet in it. Like he really is
it's
just sort of like kind of it feels kind of like a dotty old man. That you kind of want to go, okay, grandpa.
yeah, I just wanted to hug him, I'm not gonna lie. And it reminded me, I think the reason why I liked it so much is because especially the conversation he had with Dylan O'Brien's character Richie, I
Yeah,
think it was
Richie.
Richie. It reminded me of, I don't know if you ever played the first Mafia game. And that was like one of our big game that we played with my brother, and there was a character in it, and he was like this very similar character to Mike Rylance is here. And they always had these nice little conversations with him in the game, and it just it both things had the same feeling, and it brought up memories, I think. So that's why I was like, oh, I just love this. And the conversations were really good. Like,
It was a
it
good
it all
dialogue.
had it all had the purpose. It wasn't just, let's put this in there because we are like, we can.
No,
It was like,
spectacularly tight. Everything like felt like it really had the play. It had its spot in the. I think part of the reason why I keep thinking it's very much like a play because it really does feel like that kind of tightly wound story where it's like, oh, I we know exactly how this thing that I'm putting in here is going to pay off at this point. Real like Chekhov's gun kind of deal in a lot of ways. Yeah, it was.
yeah. And I think it was very, very smart as well, which I loved so much. I was like, oh, this is so good. Like, I think, spoilers, spoilers.
No spoilers. No
No
spoilers.
I think it was clear that Mark Rylance's character had to had a bigger role in the whole thing.
Yes, I misinterpreted it a little bit. I was on the right lines. I kind of don't want to give it away because I do really think that people, if they can, go find it and watch it and they hadn't heard about it because it's
Yeah.
such a small little film
Yeah.
that I don't want to like give away everything. But like I was on the right lines for I think a lot of it, but I didn't quite nail it.
Same.
But it's one of those really fun ones where I was sitting there watching him kind of interact with everybody and be like, "What's your deal?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like full like just squinty eyes, like it's something about you.
Yeah. It was, you know, and I loved it that it was so subtle, like, you know, it's there. It's definitely there, but you know, I couldn't quite figure it out, like, okay. Very interesting. And then as it progressed further, I was like, oh, like this is just very good filmmaking.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, like I said at the beginning, I don't feel like it was like nothing that it did felt like particularly like out of this world. Like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming at all. It was
No, but it didn't need it.
And I know it's also that is true, but it was one of those sort of like, oh okay, this is just like nice, tight little.
Sorry, very good. Very good.
Get a little establishing shot, and then you're in the shop for the entire thing. I love the fact that he, because I was calling him a tailor beforehand, and he corrects people multiple times where he's like, "No, I'm a cutter."
I'm a cutter. Yeah.
As I found out, what my grandfather did.
Oh,
my grandfather was a cutter as well, apparently.
There you go. So that's awesome. That's like you know, it's one. Well, I think it's still one of the greatest things.
It is.
There.
It is one of those like. It's one of those like proper crafts where like it's one of you can sit and you can get really really good at. There is like a method to it to learn, and you know one of those types of things that I would you know there's kind of an element of like, oh, I kind of wish I could do that properly. Like just become really really good at making something. Yeah,
That's very
you
true.
get that sort of sense of like, hey, I can do that.
Yeah, it's very true. But you know, I think that it didn't need to be any bigger than it was.
No,
I think it was just so well put together. It's definitely gonna be one of those movies that I will rewatch. And
real quick, hi mum.
Oh, hello.
She goes, yes, your grandma. Thank you for the confirmation, mother.
So yeah, I just loved it. So out of a 5, I definitely give it a 4. I think
it's very very solid 4. I don't know how they could have done anything particularly better to make it like a 5, but I don't know. It is it's great. Performance is all excellent. Not so great. The guy behind me who kept asking questions out loud in the cinema. Swear to God. I mean, it was in a cinema. It was like a tiny room. It is in a local cinema, not my usual one. It's a slightly more independent cinema, actually, like not like 20 minutes away from me. And the room was literally 4 rows. And the first row was like sofas or like that kind of thing. So it was a very small room, and there was just a guy behind me who kept asking. You know, very, very, very early on in the movie, you hear Zoe. Is it Dutch or douche?
Dutch.
Yeah, it's Dutch. She calls her father. She goes, "My father was a shit." And it's like that. That's what she said. Guy behind me out loud went, "Her father's a what?" And he would proceed to do that every once in a while throughout the film.
No.
And I didn't, because I think he was just like an old man, you know, that kind of. But I'm like, where is the etiquette? Just don't like figure out how to whisper, please.
God, if I would have been there, you're out.
I'm too. I think I'm a bit too British for that. I'm just so not confrontational. It's like I'll just sit there and see.
Look, I'm not confrontational. Unless it's the cinema. If it's the cinema and you talk next to me, behind me, in front of me, you're done. I don't care. I'm just going to be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, fair.
Like, don't speak during the movie. You're not home. Just shut up.
Yeah, that was because I mentioned this at dinner, and I think that's what Mum said actually. It's like you're
No,
not at home right now. You, this is a
we're on
space
the
where
same page.
we're all in a space together. We
Yeah,
want to enjoy the movie.
just
It was really funny. I booked this ticket, and the cinema was like basically. I think the back row had been booked out, but the rest of the cinema was empty. And I got in, it was full. So clearly, in the 2 days, every other seat got booked up. So I got
yeah.
in, and I was like, "This A is way smaller than I thought it was going to be, and B, I think that seat right in the middle of all of these
Here's
people is
mine.
mine. This lone seat. That's for me.
Yeah,
Please
that,
excuse."
that's what happened with me when I watched Hoaxer Ridge for the first time. I booked my ticket. I was the only one who booked the ticket for it, and then I went in, and it was fucking full, and I was like, "The fuck happened?
Where did you all come from?
Why are you here?" And then they had to listen to me ugly crying.
That was
It
me
happens.
when we went to the end game.
Oh,
I mean, it
let's
was
not.
like it was like me and Mother just sitting next to me, just like sobbing.
Yeah,
Well,
that
I
was
mean,
me.
I was probably being loud. I think Mum wasn't nearly as mad. I think she was just crying normally. But I was trying to be quiet, and then I think it got called out about it after we left, being like, "You were crying very loud." Like, I
Yeah,
wasn't trying to.
that was me as well. Oh, let's not get it. I'm going to get
Yep.
emotional. Let's get into it. Let's talk about our gay pirates.
Yeah, here they are.
That's it. Bye.
Aren't you glad that I got you to watch this though?
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Even though it pissed me off very badly at the end. But we're going to get to that.
Oh man. So fun thing about this, I put this in the description, but I don't know how many people read this. Our Flag Means Death is the third top most streamed series. No, it is the most streamed series for the third week in a row. Is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
This is above Moon Knight.
What?
This is being streamed more than Moon Knight. It is currently like the most popular streamed series on HBO Max. It's on HBO Max. It is in general. I'm doing a bad job describing this. It's doing great, is what I'm saying. And considering I started hearing smatterings about it a couple of weeks ago, I was like starting to see it trend on Tumblr quite a lot. I was seeing little gift sets. I thought, oh, this looks cute. I like Taika Waititi, or of course. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's Taika. Yes.
Yeah. And it seemed like a lot of fun. People were very much enjoying it. I got the sense that there was a lot of like, it was gay. That was because that's what Tumblr likes. And then it really was proper like snowball effect. It has been a while since a show has come out and I've heard nothing about it beforehand, and then suddenly like part the way through the season you realize that there's like a really big audience for it and it's like properly snowballing, like a real word of mouth kind of hit, which has been nice. It was nice to see. And even though I saw the reaction to the last 2 episodes online, I was like, it's fine. And then I was destroyed emotionally. It's just like, why? But it's so good.
And it's good. It's very good. It pissed me off. So you're gonna get to
This
that.
is yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had sometimes you say that about things. It's like, it's made me angry, and I'm like, okay, we need to talk about why, because it's like, are you angry because you think it's bad, or are you angry because the thing made you mad because that's what it was supposed to do? Because there is a difference between those two things, and I think it's always very important to pass it out properly.
Yeah. It's you know which one it is. So yeah, it's the second one.
It is, yeah.
Is that I love the show. I think it's great. I had a lot of fun with it, and I wish Taika wouldn't look so good.
It's a good look on him. I did have to
Oh my
Google whether or
God.
not the beard was real.
It wasn't, isn't it?
No, it's both the beard and the
Yeah.
hair are wigs. But considering how often in stuff, you just end up sitting there and being like, "That's a really bad wig," or like, Oh god, I'm thinking about fucking Jet's beard in the Cowboy Bebop Netflix series, which really did look like somebody had and it was like somebody had just
Yeah,
stuck a fake beard on the man's face. This is some good hair and makeup.
it's good.
This
It's
is
very
good hair
good.
and makeup, and the costume
Yeah,
department went off with everything that Steve gets to wear in this entire series. Like really gorgeous.
very fancy. Yeah,
And I
very
love
fancy.
also how the rest of the crew are put together in comparison. Everything's very it's all very piratey, but it also fits all the characters very well. It's just great. I wish I could be more coherent. My plan is to be more coherent in this thing that I'm gonna write. I've got like a plan for it now. It's a whole, but like here I just get to be a bit all over the place and just be like, it's good.
That's all we will say. Bye. No,
Yeah.
it's not. What is the biggest thing that you enjoyed in him?
I mean, I love it's so sweet, everything about it is like I liked the fact that it was very had this incredibly deep heart to the whole thing, like the whole kind of concept's not really theme is more, I guess, of everything that kind of happens within this first season is the sense of like you are at your happiest when you get to choose the people around you and the way that you get to express yourself, as opposed to living by the examples of like, or like the I keep using the word mantle. This is a big part of my little article that I'm writing. But like the title that you kind of put on yourself, or like the role that you create for yourself in a certain, like, I guess, work environment, and it's so nice to see a show that is about that kind of thing, and it also be like deeply and inherently queer, like that is it is from it's the base up. It is I make jokes about it. It's like, it's the gay pirate show, but like it's so that, and it gets to kind of relish in it, which is lovely. You and I were talking. You mentioned you read an article about this, or like was it an article or a text
Article,
post?
yeah.
About this sort of how we're finally, identity is a better word. Thank you, Mother. We're finally moving away from this era of television which kind of relies on queer baiting in order to get like audiences. Which I wholeheartedly
It
agree
happens
with.
too much.
It does happen too much. And I was telling you that I was watching a I don't know if I mentioned this bit, but I was watching a Rowan Ellis on YouTube did like a full hour long breakdown of why the finale of Black Sails was like perfect in comparison to the way that Game of Thrones ended. And then I watched that whole thing and it was excellent. But then I went on to watch a whole thing about like characters. It was like 36 characters in TV that should have been gay. And there was a whole section in it talking about John and Sherlock in the BBC Sherlock series. And I rewatched some of those episodes last year. I think I mentioned on here. And oh my god, I mean, they make jokes about it constantly. And I'm sitting here like, it's no wonder that people were so absolutely insane about this, because it's like they're not being subtle. Like, it is the most like, we're gonna play with the fact that this is a little bit homoerotic kind of thing, just to get in the audiences who really want to see the spear thing. And we'll kind of half-ass talk about that sort of thing in interviews, and like, and then sort of demean our audiences when anybody gets a bit too serious about asking. Like, that was the whole vibe, and I was just suddenly like, oh my god, it really was, it was bad. So, and this is kind of, it is the standard now, kind of, for this sort of thing. Considering how I don't know if you watched any of Killing Eve. I watched the first season and then didn't really keep up with it. I've been reading about it. Every season I'm kind of listening. I do that with a number of shows that I don't actually watch, but I just know all of the stuff to do with them because Tumblr talks about them in great detail. So I just kind of absorb it via osmosis. The end of Killing Eve was bad.
It was
really bad. Because not only are we starting to move past this age of like queer baiting, but I'm hoping we're getting closer to better queer representation across the board, as well as trying to move away from just, you know, murdering any gay person the moment that they find a minuscule piece of happiness. Which is
which happened
basically
in
what Killing
Eve.
Eve did. So it's really funny.
And
it's like a couple of days, like maybe the week before it came out, I was talking to a guy on the set of something I was working on, and he said that he'd been working on Killing Eve since the beginning, and he was like, "Oh, the ending is bad. It's really bad." And I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting." And then when it came out, I was like, "Oh, he wasn't fucking kidding."
Yeah. And, you know, I read that the reasoning was that, you know, this is how they could grow Eve's character.
It's like such bullshit.
That's, you know, this reasoning for it is just stupid at this point. Like, you know, you don't have to kill, even though I like it.
Yeah, but it's not fun. It's not. The thing. It's not like I can understand it when, like, you know, you what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of wait, paper towel, straight relationship and anything, you know, like the kind of shit that you see all the time.
Yeah.
When your only representation of a queer couple in anything is when the moment they find any kind of modicum of happiness, you rip it away from them by having one of them die. It's like it's soul crushing on a regular, like, it's awful. Which is why something like this, where it kind of is so joyous about all the great because it's not just these two. There's Lucius and Black Pete, who are incredibly cute.
Yeah.
He's not dead. That's just,
if he's dead,
he's not fucking dead. He's just in the side of the ship eating paper.
Hopefully.
This is my favorite text post about the entire thing. It's every time it cracks me up. Then you've got Jim, who is non-binary in the show. And I love the fact that they can they just skip like the whole like, oh, I don't have a gender kind of thing. Everybody just starts referring to them as they, and it's not talked about again. And I love the fact that they are played by an incredible non-binary actor. I love the fact that I read that the half of the, like, at least there were like, I think Vico said that there was 3 non-binary writers in the writers' room, which just is mind-boggling to me and incredibly exciting. Like, it's just in there, you know? It's baked into the DNA of the whole thing. You say things now, because I've been rambling for a while.
It's okay. Yeah, you know, it's as I said, when the ending pissed me off, I went back to watch Schitt's Creek, which is the other thing that did this, and you know, it made me happy because I think this is how it should be. You know, it's a normal thing. It's, you know, it's nothing like, I don't take this the wrong way. I know that we like to turn these things inside out. I hate when they focus on something like, you know, this is an exciting movie because we have a gay character, and it's
Disney proclaiming their first gay character about 50 bazillion times when they just have given like the bare minimum of any kind of
for example. Yeah, for example. That's what. And the other one is like, you know, it's like I like to get past this when you have to highlight that, you know, we have a gay actor here.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing of like of being like, look, a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't care. Just write her well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about, which is it's going to be like a side note and a little bit of a, because last time it came up, I forgot to mention it. There's this wonderful Netflix show called The Movies That Made Us, and there was one part about aliens. And, you know, at the end, there was a very important note that I keep saying, and I think it's very important, that basically Sigourney Weaver's Ripley was the one that paved the way for badass female characters and women who can take care of themselves without needing, you know, saving.
It's one of those things where it's like, yes, it's very true, but I hate the term. Anytime somebody goes, oh, look, it's a badass female character, I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, obviously, but that's my whole point, where it's coming to. It's like she never had to say like, I'm a woman, I can do this.
I am a woman.
Um, and I hate that nowadays when they put a woman in the lead, they give them these very like, I'm feminine and I can do this and I'm a woman,
Yeah.
and men are awful and and I'm like, that it's we don't need them. Like, okay, we get it. We love you. Your actions speak louder than your words, so you don't have
Funnily
to
enough,
bash.
it's almost like those women are almost like always written by men.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really
To
is
be
like the
fair,
just weedification of women kind of vibe, where it's just sort of like, look, I am a woman, but I also have all of these other facets to me, and it's like, okay, just be a person.
just just shut up. Like, I hate when, like, I know there are some people who talk like this in real life. Obviously, like, they have to say that, I can do this because I'm a woman. I have a friend like this. I don't want to talk about her. and
Okay.
and I'm like, great. You don't have to put it into your every sentence that you're a woman and you can
It
do
is,
it. Like,
yeah, it is that thing of like, I saw a piece the other day that was about framing art around the identity of the person.
yeah,
And
exactly.
it was like one of those you know whiteboard things with the individual letters like put up where you can like change them all out, and it was like, I am um trans woman, queer, black, and this is my, and it was like it cut off before it got to, and it was like that was the point. It was like focusing the entire thing around the identity, like the various minorities that this person would like, um the categories that they might fall into, that kind of thing, as opposed to letting art speak for itself, which I think that this does very well.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think it
Like
is,
you said it, like with Jim,
yeah.
as for example, like,
Gyms.
it's that with Jim, it's that with our main characters and everything, and it's it should be like this. Like, I don't need these sentences that highlight that, I'm this and that and blah blah blah.
It's like,
Have a personality,
yeah. I
and
mean,
have a purpose, and have your
the
actions show
yeah,
that.
it absolutely comes from people. It's like we're beyond the thing of like, we can't just have representation. Like, you can't just shove things in and be like, oh, it's great. It needs to like I would, at this point, rather than a show not bother like shoehorning a gay character in, if they're just going to be like, I'm here because I am gay
Yeah,
and have absolutely
yeah,
nothing else to me. I'm like, okay, you just,
brain.
I'm bored, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, come
Well,
on.
same
And
with any kind of woman and all
yeah,
that
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Like, it should be just normal. Like, you don't have to say things about it. You can just exist and, have your actions talk for you, or your personality, or
But
whatever, and just
yeah, but I
come. And
think what
it's beautiful in this.
yeah, I think part of that comes from the fact that it is actively, and I think I said this when we were talking to Desmond, way back when.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, we should get him back on at some point. I
Yeah, we
miss him.
need Desmond back. Yeah,
But it needs to be baked in from the ground. Like, it needs to be it needs to be the point. It needs to be, or like, not even necessarily the point. It just needs to be, a facet.
yeah,
Because with everything, it's like, this is a facet of who I am and all this stuff, and it's what I love about this, and especially the way that they kind of represent these two, is how they really use backstory to help them inform who they are in the present, and how that relates to how they express identity, and how they bring out certain things in each other, and how like they have certain things in common that they don't even necessarily know about, and but it means that they become quite close just for the sake of, to the, what the fuck am I saying? Um, I've lost the plot. Anyway, it's the sentence is gone.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's just anyway. I think I've said all I need to say on that stuff. Should we just talk about the fun bits and pieces?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode or a favorite moment? Either or.
Yeah, the treasure
I thought
hunting episode.
I thought you were just going to say yes and not answer the question. Yes, I do.
Yes,
Oh,
I
you want me
do.
to tell you?
I'm not gonna say
No,
it.
it absolutely the same. I mean, it like literally. I mean, I retweeted it the other day. Literally that bit with them cooking the snake and having the
Yeah.
discussion about. I gotta see if I can remember this correctly. Blackbeard's. Um. Shit! It's like Blackbeard's delicacies and delights. And other. Fuck! I wish I could remember. In bar and grill and. Fuck it had so many things, and then fishing equipment at the end was the other thing.
Yeah.
Just that whole thing was my favorite because it really did just feel like these two talking about.
Yeah, it was so nice. It was a very fun episode, and like I really liked that episode. But
Treasure is the
I'm
real
just
treasure. We spend every day together.
and I will just say this: stop killing snakes. I was very upset with that. I was like,
At least they ate them.
Taika!
At least they weren't just like wantonly murdering them. But like, I mean, what I mean by that is that they didn't just kill something and then just like it's dead. You know, at least if you they used the whole snake. You know, that kind of thing.
No,
It's not.
just leave the snake alone, okay? Just I know it's scary and blah, but it's cute and it loves you and just
It's Blackbeard, and he got freaked out by the snake. Of course, he's gonna.
no.
It was not tenderized.
No, not the snake. I was like screaming at my TV, like, leave the snake alone. No. So leave the snake alone. Thank you. But that one, and I love the episode where Will Arnett comes in because I love Will Arnett.
This is the bitch ass version of Calico Jack.
Yeah, but he's just great.
He's like because he goes by mostly just by Jack Rackham in Black Sails, and he is the fucking best in Black Sails. I love him so much, but he is. I mean, he's a little shit in this, but it's Will Arnett, so you can't
it's Will
you
Arnett.
can't not.
No.
Also, they have like a 5-minute extended like we've gotten divorced.
Yeah.
Some sea captains drift apart.
It's so
It was a
much fun.
mutual decision, which I initiated.
It's just fun TV, and I had a lot of good laughs with it all.
And then it emotionally fucking guts you in the end.
Yes. So fuck them. But
I'm so excited for them. They're gonna renew it. Like it's gonna happen. I know people have.
Well,
been
at this
tweeting
point,
about
they
it.
have to.
I've only recently found out that HBO has a habit of releasing their renewals in batches, so it's probably part of the reason we haven't heard anything yet. I'm certain there's people talking about stuff, wherever they're probably figuring out when they're going to shoot again and all that sort of stuff. Because this guy's about to fucking make a Star Wars movie next year. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so delightful.
It is. And sorry, one more thing. Leslie Jones is just the best.
Oh yeah. They call you Spanish Jackie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you Spanish?
Why?
No.
No.
Why do you call it Spanish Jackie?
Spanish Jackie.
I don't know.
That's like the best conversation in
Also,
there. I was like,
just her delivery of "my noses."
I love Leslie Jones.
Cracks
I
me
was
up
like,
every time. Sometimes I
Yeah.
see it written down. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
so my
Yeah.
noses.
She's great. I love Leslie. So I was like, I was very happy when she showed up. I was like, oh, Leslie.
She wanted them pirate boots, and she got them.
Yeah.
And so she should.
I can understand that because pirate boots are great. I'm gonna lie. I need
The
them.
pirate fashion in general is amazing.
I mean, I told you,
the big shirts and the
Yeah.
high-waisted trousers. It's a good look. It
It's
looks
just
good
good.
on everybody.
I
Belts,
definitely
amazing.
need Blackbeard's outfit.
It's a good outfit.
It's a very good outfit. Like his tummy is out, which was very funny to me. Like, I was like, his tummy's out.
Mum said she's not a fan of the massive aggression.
Why?
Also a
Why?
great episode. Honestly, Grease Darby's face at the end of that episode when he comes back in and all the French people are like attacking each other because he's
Yes.
managed to use the passive aggression against each other.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, "What did you do?" Passive aggression. And he just kind of this look, and I'm like, "That's my favorite face in the entire."
Yeah.
Like, it's like
It's very fun.
but it's also Taika looking at him like, "This guy's fucking insane."
Yeah. Yeah. But that's. Should we talk about the ending?
Yeah, let's talk about the ending because I know you hate
Yes.
it, but like I hate it.
I
Like
hate it.
it makes me so upset. But I think it's brilliant storytelling.
Yeah,
It's
I agree
such
with that,
good
but
storytelling.
it's
so
still fucked
upsetting.
up. It's. I was very mad with them. I was like, I literally, I was texting you, and I was watching it like, what the fuck?
Meanwhile, I'm
Why are
like
they
fully
doing
still
it?
crying from the end of Black Sail. Like I can't deal with this one right now.
And then because episode 8 ended in a horrible way.
It was
With
a bit
Steve.
beautiful though, because like
No.
he came back for him. He came back for him. If you look
That
at that,
was episode 9, wasn't it?
no, it was episode 8.
Isn't it 9 episodes?
No, it's 10.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's sorry. That episode 9 was horrible.
I mean, episode 9 was also the best episode because we got. That's when they.
Yeah, I know. But then Steve fucking goes back to his wife, and
Okay,
I was
but
like,
that was he needed to do that.
no.
No, he did because
No.
he would never have been able to figure out that he wasn't like he had to go back home to realize that the home that he went back to was not worth going back to, and it was like him coming back ruined things for Mary, and it meant that he could do the best fuckery ever. Honestly,
That was
it
really
is
the
so
best.
good.
Yeah.
He
Like,
needed to go back and so that he could realize that was not where he was meant to be, so that he could leave fully free to like explore and be a pirate on the seas with his little crew, family, who talk things out whenever things can get bad. I just love it so much. But like he had to go home in order to realize that was the case, and Mary had to have him back to realize that he wasn't the devil. I think as well. Love how they did Mary's stuff. That whole conversation after he's like, "You were gonna stab me in the ear with a skewer." Yeah. Why not just shoot me with a gun or smother me with a pillow?
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a nicer end.
The pillow seemed like it would take too long, and the gun would have woken up the kids. And he's just like, fair enough.
It is fair enough. What did I write you? I'm trying to find him. Because when episode 9 ended,
you really were like, the fuck. Doug is a great guy. Fun fact about Doug. I don't know if many people, because I had to find out about this. I don't know if you know the it's free real estate gif. Have you seen this gif? It's a guy who goes like this and he goes, "It's free real estate." That's Doug.
Really?
Yeah. It's free real estate.
Okay.
Which
that's a fun fact. It is a fun fact. Okay. I'm trying to find it, but I think at the end of episode 9. Yes, I literally texted you like,
yeah. If people haven't seen episode 8, they should go back and watch the very end with the whole bit. If they have, sorry, I confused myself. Basically, you should go back and watch the end of episode 8 with the whole bit where the chain is playing, because when they're being like arrested and they're both staring at each other, if you look at the shot as it like pulls out, Taika moves his foot over and like budges Reese's foot with his. It's so cute. It's very adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, I went. No, the beard, not the beard.
He's folding stuff. He's happy.
I was like, no. And then, they kissed. That was the next message. And then I was like, no, he didn't go. And I just cried. And I went, that's bullshit.
Steed is a lighthouse. He's a lighthouse in all the ways. He is a guide for people around him, but he also has people crash up on his rocks. It's a whole thing. There's a great post. I will find it somewhere. I saw it on Tumblr that like broke it down like really, really well. But like Steve is a lighthouse. He's a lighthouse in all the good ways and the bad ways.
And then I went, phew, there's one more episode. They better fix this.
And I was
and then they fucking left in where Steed is coming back to the crew, and then
I have to find this post about Lucius eating paper because it cracks me up every time I see it. Because I retweeted it like the other day. Hang on a second, where is the fucker? Here we go. After Steed and Edward stop fighting, Ed's going to be like, fuck, sorry about all your books. And Steed's going to be like, oh, no matter, I have secondary copies of every one. Then he's going to open another secret passageway and Lucius is going to be in there eating paper.
Oh, no.
Just the image of him just like cramped up in this corner, just like eating paper like a feral child. Kills me. I love Lucius dearly. He's
great. He's great. I love Lucius.
But they're all great.
Yeah, well, all great. Yeah. So it really did piss me off because first of all, if for some reason they're not going to renew it, this is a very shitty ending.
I mean, it would be terrible, like, and also
it would be
insane. Yeah. It would be insane.
Yeah. If they renew it, they better fix this. They
will fix
all I'm saying.
I sent you the quote from David Jenkins where they were like, it's not going to be we're not doing the bad ending. It's like we already, like, if we look at history, we've already moved away from that. It's going to be fine. This is a different show.
Hope so. Otherwise I'm going to be very mad. I was very upset, and they he left him, and then he went back, and then he was crying, and I was like, oh, fuck you guys, I hate you. If you leave it like this, I'm gonna kill all of you. And then that's it.
Good Lord, woman. They're just making it. It's just a TV show.
I get very emotional, okay? When I'm invested.
We don't need to resort to murder.
But obviously, I wouldn't kill anyone. Please don't come at me, FBI. So thank you. But yes, I was very upset with that ending, and I think I really think that if I don't think it's gonna happen, but if for some reason they wouldn't renew it, it would be a very bad ending. Like it would be very upsetting. To leave it like this.
Like, it's obviously they don't want to leave it in this place. Is the thing. It's not an ending that was that was, sorry, just saw my mum said the actual history is awful, so I'm glad of that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, as mentioned, they think literally David Jenkins said we've cast a Polynesian Jewish man as Blackbeard, so we're already far away from the actual historical fact.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, other than that, I loved it, and it's great.
That's so wonderful.
It's Taika is the best. I'm like, I look at him like I can handle the beard and the long hair together. Like, it's literally killing me. I'm like,
very delightfully after we finished, you were like, because I was like, I have a bunch of fan art I have to send you, and when I was done I was like, okay, now send me all the fan art, and I went, well, okay then, here's a bunch. I've actually got oh no, I've got so many notifications, I'm gonna have to get rid of them all to be able to see. I've got 2 pieces that I really like that I've made parts of my, but I sent both of these to you, but I sent this one's one of them.
Yes.
Which I really, really like. And then
it's very good.
And then there's this one's my lock screen, which is the one that's like,
oh yeah, that's the other one. Good.
I love both of these. I will make an effort because I have both of them like linked, so I can put them both in the description if people want to support the artist. I think the second one, my home screen, you can buy as a print. Which it would be delightful because it's beautiful, and oh my god, it's just one of the, I'm so happy. It's one of those shows that I haven't seen the level of talent like pop off in terms of fan artists.
There's
since
so
like
many out
Critical
there.
Role started. Like Critical Role has an incredible like selection of fan artists and people who come in and just are insane and just so talented. But like this is, I think, on that level of like people just being like, oh, here's like a bunch of gorgeous art. Many of which I keep finding are just like, the both of them stabbing each other in beautiful composition and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, that's another one of my favorite episodes, to be honest. The whole, Easy Hands being cast off the ship. That's probably so good.
So good. But all of it is just so good. But yeah, so hopefully we will come back to it, and then it's gonna be all happy and sunshine and
Well,
whatnot.
it's gonna be bad for a bit, and then they'll fix, and then some good things will happen, and some bad things will happen, because that's just the way of things. But like, I just want to. Here's my plan.
Oh, oh,
essay.
wow. Oh,
That's
look
only
at
one page.
that.
I've got several pages worth of notes on like just me trying to get my thoughts in.
Fair. That's fair. That's why you need notebooks. It's always, I have so many. But they are useful, and you can write your ideas in there, and then don't buy me notebooks. I have too many.
And I was like, I need to write this stuff down. And she was like, use a notebook. It's like, I'll buy you a notebook. I was like, please don't buy me any more notebooks. I have enough notebooks. Many of them I have saved for like D&D purposes, but I'm like, I don't need to buy any more notebooks.
Yeah, and I just got you one for
You did.
Christmas.
It's sitting
Yeah.
there, and I'm gonna use it for D&D purposes because it's a D&D notebook.
It's at the end of the notebook, so it makes sense. But yeah, altogether we need the second season.
We do. I want to point out
or
that...
I would even say that a movie would be nice.
Yeah, we're gonna get a second season though. Let's be real. It's gonna get a second season. Everybody wants it. We should get it. I wanted to say that I think Rhys Darby looks really good in that final bit when he gets on the boat and sails and finds his way back to his crew.
Oh, yeah.
Just the look, it's great. It's a good look.
It is. It's a good look. And I just loved how they talk in it.
You should go find some interviews with David Jenkins, because he talks about the fact that he thinks it's quite funny just to have like these terrible pirates, and they've got like, he calls he says it's like the most friendly accent.
Yeah.
And it's just,
yeah.
It's like, all right,
so
everybody,
fun.
I'm Blackbeard.
Yeah. And okay, I'm gonna say this because I already told you this, but in the first, when Blackbeard first appears,
You said this, and I literally had no idea what you were talking about.
But he did sounded exactly like Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. I'm just saying, like, especially in the first 2 episodes where he appears, and then it just disappeared. But I was like, I literally went back and I listened to it again, and it's just there. It just exists. It's like it's hearing the same person basically.
Episode as much as some of the other ones. I tend to, because every time I saw episodes again, it was from like 4 onwards, because that's obviously when Blackbeard's more heavily involved. Oh, actually, as a small thing, one of the things I did like about this show that I don't think I mentioned properly, I liked the fact that it didn't shy away from the bloodier stuff. Like, even though it's a comedy, it's like, no, but like he still got stabbed, and there's like people getting killed, and poor Badminton. Both of them.
I mean, they do survive things that are a bit unbelievable.
I mean, yes, obviously. But then you've got on the other side of it, you still had the end of episode 3, which was him getting which actually it did happen. He got fully attacked by the Spanish.
Oh yeah.
In his rocky early days, got stabbed and hung, and it was like it wasn't trying to be a diluted version of that. This is still an adult show, which is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I enjoyed that one
I
as
love
well.
it all.
Yeah, it's just good. It's just good TV. So if you haven't watched
Good TV.
If you haven't watched it yet, then what are you waiting for? Go and watch. It's very good. I recommended it to my brother and my mom and everyone to watch it. So they are already on it. Good, right on. But
And then, if you want more pirates who also happen to be gay, Black Sails is right there. Very different vibe, but it's right there.
There you go. Watch Black Sails as well. I have to watch it as well. And then, before we say bye-bye, or what?
No, I was saying, I was like, yes, please go on.
Oh, okay. Please don't forget to subscribe. Listen to us on Spotify and rate us and like us.
I'm hoping that you'll get around to putting this episode up on Spotify and Anchor and all.
I will.
Good.
I will.
Did the last episode? I didn't check.
No, I forgot. I'm not gonna forget this one. It's gonna get there. Yeah. And we will be back next week. And next week is not the surprise week yet, but we do have an interview lined up.
Yes. it's up in the air whether I will be
It
there
is.
for it.
Yeah.
Because I applied for a job, and if I won't be hearing anything about it until like probably next Wednesday,
Yeah.
because that's I think
Then it might be just me.
it might be
Well,
just
hopefully Katie can join in as well.
we'll see.
It's a,
Yes, don't get me started on the British. I'm like, so true. Pirates may fight pirates, but the British are always the enemy.
True.
That's true.
Very true. But yeah, that was us. We don't know what's gonna happen next week, but we're gonna talk about something for sure. I don't know what, we'll figure it out as always. We will find something. And yeah, until then, we love you all.
My friends.
Goodbye.
Bye.